You ever notice how some people walk around like they own the weather? No, really. I mean it like the world owes them blue skies and the rest of us are just props in their little pageant. That's what I thought standing there in the dead of winter when the president of our HOA decided my supply, shed my own locked-up private little stash, was suddenly community property. She took what she wanted: food, firewood, even fuel, just waltzed in with that perfect little smirk like I was supposed to clap. What she didn't know, and what always kills me, is how folks like that never look for the cameras. They don't think rules apply to them, but boy, rules are all I've got sometimes. So yeah, I let her go inside. Let her think she was getting away with it. Then I just shut the door. Quiet. Waited. Now this isn't a revenge story, not really. It's about knowing the rules, knowing the law, and using them. Because some winters you find out real fast who thinks survival is something you can just steal. I didn't have to wait long. That year Arizona was hotter than usual, 108 degrees the afternoon they slapped that bright orange notice on my gate. Stamped urgent. Taped at an angle almost like a dare. Didn't see it right away. I was elbow deep in oil and wires behind the house hooking up a backup generator I'd saved for since March. One of those quiet, clean-running models, the kind you buy after too many blackouts, and one too many of those cheerful HOA newsletters about how your rocks are out of code. I step outside and bam, paper flapping in the wind, just waiting for me. You know what it said? Unauthorized structure generator violates Section 7C of the Community Guidelines. $750 fine. Remove in 48 hours. Thing is, there is no Section 7C. I'd read the bylaws cover to cover, pen in hand, marking every single line about mechanical systems. But that's the game, right? Make up rules after the fact, punish you hope you won't notice. So I'm standing there, generator humming, and I feel that old spark, the one I thought I'd buried with my old state job. They didn't know who I was before I moved out here. Didn't know what I could do if they pushed. That's the thing about small towns. People remember what you did yesterday, never what you did before you got here. I live way out in east central Arizona. Out here, the difference between 5 minutes and 5 hours without power, that's your whole life right there. Too far from Phoenix to matter, too dry for farming, just close enough for the new HOA to start gobbling up land. Used to be called Mesa Flats. Good name. Dull, dusty, honest. Now it's Waterstone Vista, which sounds fancy, but all it really means is rules, fees, and the kind of people who look at your backup water tank like it's a personal insult. I took the notice, scanned it, stuck it in a file marked escalation. Time-stamped a photo of my generator, logged every measurement. Then I flipped on the solar backup just to see if everything played nice together. That's when I saw the lights go out across the wash. First just a flicker in the street lamps, then the whole row of new houses poof black. No porch lights, no garage LEDs, not even the glow of a single backup. Hot. Turns out their water pump had gone down too. The pride and joy of the HOA, the new station, fancy and expensive, dead. You could hear people outside yelling, dragging hoses around, trying to figure out what happened. One woman even screamed, thought it was a break-in. Their little kingdom out of power, and I'm standing there, lights still on, coffee still hot. Next morning, second notice. Hand-delivered, of course. This time the board president herself, Cynthia. Pink suit, white clipboard, that smile that says she's already called the tow truck on you. She doesn't waste words. We've had complaints, she says. Your generator came on when the grid failed. That's not allowed. We expect shared burdens here. I open my gate a little wider. So I'm not allowed to have power if the HOA doesn't. She stiffens up. You're not allowed to defy the board. You're not allowed to act like a survivalist martyr while others suffer. That part made me laugh. You fined me for the generator 30 minutes before your own system failed. You want to explain that? She called it coincidence. Said I'd get another fine. I told her keep stacking them. I'll keep filing. She looked at me like she wanted to call my bluff. Only I wasn't bluffing. They didn't know I'd spent 15 years auditing emergency systems, writing the very standards she tried to quote. They didn't know I'd helped design protocols for towns way bigger than this. That evening I sipped my coffee and watched them scramble. The board all at the pump station for hours, flashlights yelling, a little panic in the air. I heard one of them shout, the surge fried it. Their redundancy system had failed. So had their planning. But it got better. Because I had the old plat maps. Not the shiny ones the HOA hands out, no, the originals hand-annotated, signed by the county. Their pump station was built on a cattle easement from the 60s, land they didn't own, land they weren't allowed to touch. They'd built their whole operation on a strip of dirt that didn't belong to them. I almost felt sorry. Almost. That morning they sent out a robocall. Due to unforeseen power disruptions, please limit water use. No mention of the fine, no mention of me, but everybody could see whose house had lights on. By noon, I'd pulled up the permit filings. The pump station was supposed to be temporary, not permanent, not legal, not even properly bonded. Before doing anything drastic, I took a drive into town to see Maribel, the county surveyor. She hated HOAs almost as much as I did. She looked at my stack of papers, flipped through, and frowned. They didn't get this approved. No stamp, no review. They skipped steps, maybe more. She asked if I was planning to fight it. I don't want them fined, I told her. I want them stopped. She nodded. You'll need proof of intent, proof they knew. She was right. Paperwork starts the fire, but you need fuel. When I got home, Cynthia was back. This time with Roger and Judith, her muscle and her numbers. Roger red-faced, barking about community benefit. Judith eyes on my folder, not on me. You need to stop creating fear, Cynthia said. This neighborhood thrives on cohesion, not paranoia. I told them, you built a system without permits. You fined me for protecting my family in a heat wave, and you did it on land you don't own. Roger snapped, prove it. I smiled. I intend to. They left. Judith's shaking hand on the car door told me what I needed. At least one of them knew I was right. That night, generator running smooth, I saw neighbors gathering near the mailboxes. Travis, ex-Air Force, wandered over. Hey, he said, kind of sheepish. That generator, what's the wattage? You think you could help me install one? And that was the moment I realized it wasn't just about my rights anymore. It was about survival, and people were starting to notice who knew how. Next find showed up at dawn. Different format, fancier, printed on HOA letterhead. Continued use of unauthorized energy systems violates Section 9B. Second fine, $1,200. More threats. And just like before, Section 9B didn't exist. They were making it up. Or forging it and hoping nobody checked. But I checked. I drafted a certified response, included all my evidence, sent it to their compliance office. My lawyer even circled the fake sections. Didn't wait for a reply. Instead, I checked the Waterstone website. Their bylaws online listed as version 2.1. Mine were 1.6. Legally, any update needs a vote, minutes, and county approval. There was no record of 2.1 anywhere except their website. So I called Janus County Records. What's on file, I asked. Original version, she said. No legal changes. That's it. They were fining people based on rules that didn't exist, not just bad management fraud. Civil, maybe criminal. 2 days later, I saw trucks at the pump station. Contractors pouring concrete, burying something. Cynthia stood there, arms crossed. I took photos, zoomed in on logos. The companies had been cited for unlicensed grading before. They were hiding evidence. But it wasn't just me fighting now. Travis had his generator, so did Kelly and Nate. We weren't a standoff anymore. We were a coalition. And the easement under the pump house that was still public. My father helped stake it out in the 60s. Taught me how to read a line count, paces, know when someone moved a marker. Turns out the HOA had shifted the line on their map just enough to fake ownership. I had the proof, and I filed a complaint with the state utility board. That night, neighbors showed up at my door. We saw the cables, the fake fines, Kelly said. If you're building a case, we want in. I walked them through everything. Linda, a single mom, teared up. They cut our water last summer, said we missed a fee. I never questioned it. That's when it hit me. This was about control, not just water. They used necessity as leverage. We formed the Mesa Flats Water Rights Coalition. Sent an email blast. Got replies from 17 neighbors. 12 had fake fines. 4 had paid thousands. 2 sold their homes in panic. That's not just unethical. That's financial harm. I called Julia, my old friend, now a civil attorney. This is a RICO case, she said. Fraud, coercion, conspiracy. We filed the paperwork. HOA didn't respond to record requests, so we escalated. Got a Dropbox dump, unlabeled, messy, but enough to find a $137,000 payment to a shell company linked to Roger's wife. Judith reimbursed herself thousands for fuel the HOA never bought. They were embezzling, laundering, bluffing, and they'd even budgeted to fight me before I filed anything. Julia said, this isn't just civil, this is criminal. We went public. Carrie, an independent reporter, filmed the story. Dry hoses, parents hauling bottled water, Linda's daughter going to school without a bath. That story blew up. 100,000 views overnight, then radio, then TV. We became the example. Other HOAs reached out, same stories, same retaliation. Then the board broke ranks. Judith resigned, emailed everyone, "I can't be part of this. I'll cooperate." That was the crack. The rest came quick. We pushed for a recall vote, sent notices to every house, and suddenly the board was on defense, not offense. The water shut off on a Tuesday, no warning. Red tags for every coalition house. Retaliation plain as day. I called Julia emergency injunction. Documented every dry tap, every tag, called the news. This time we had them. At the emergency town hall, the whole story spilled out. Real maps, fake contractors, forged bylaws. Cynthia tried to take the mic. Nate blocked her. She claimed it was all misrepresented. I asked her, "Is this $137,000 to a fake vendor misrepresentation?" Silence. Then Kelly put up the recall petition, 84 households and counting. In court, we showed everything: documents, maps, fake fines, even recordings. Judge granted an injunction, board frozen fines, halted, audit ordered. The board collapsed. Vendors stopped working for them. Their own lawyer quit. Rumors started flying: private retreats, spa days, all billed as infrastructure. The new manager, Regina, handed out refund checks. Audit exposed everything. Elections, real ones, put Kelly in charge. Travis on maintenance. Linda on communication. We rewrote the bylaws, clear, open, enforceable. Even named a rule after me. Mercer Clause. Protected utilities, banned phantom fines. Pump station rebuilt, legal, safe, inspected. Reporter filmed the new sign. Waterstone Vista Pump Station, community-owned, community-controlled. Biggest change, though, wasn't money or power. It was how people acted. Homemade chili from the guy who called me a prepper. Potlucks from the silent families. Even Cynthia, now just another neighbor, left a note: "I made mistakes, but you did the right thing." I see that now. I didn't reply. Sometimes silence is enough. Our coalition. Now it's the Civic Watch. We hold forums, teach rights, help other neighborhoods, start audits. Because justice shouldn't depend on who knows the system. It should work for everyone. So I'll say this: if your HOA starts flexing its muscles, don't just swallow it. Pull the records. Talk to your neighbors. Because the thing they're most afraid of isn't a lawyer, it's sunlight. Shine it and watch how fast the darkness scatters. What about you? Ever faced down a bully with a rule book and a clipboard? Did you fight or did you let it slide? Tell me, where do you draw the line between order and control, between community and tyranny? Share your story. I bet you're not as alone as you think.